Hey, what's going on, guys? It's SideQuest here, and I hope you had an awesome weekend with all the time in the world to play the games that you wanted to play. I know I did. I've been playing Rust on the PC. We finally switched over from console to PC, and it's definitely different. It's definitely a different experience. There are a few major changes that I could tell right away from playing on the PC to console. And hopefully this time people don't destroy our base and take all our resources because I would enjoy like being able to continue playing without the fear of losing all my shit. But I think that is part of the game, so I mean it's bound to happen at some point. But anyways, moving forward, I do want to talk about a few things. Now, just a heads up, I know that on Thursday, was it Thursday? When the hell did Suikoden come out? Okay, I did pick up Suikoden on launch, and I have been playing that. I've been playing for about like 3, 4 hours a night, maybe three. Three is a little more accurate. This is the first time I've played a Suikoden game, and it's definitely the story's like a big one. I've been enjoying it. I'm not gonna do a review on it. There's a bunch of channels that do reviews on it. Go watch their channel, their video. But I do want to talk about one thing, and it's mostly not necessarily like targeted towards Suikoden. It's more about the type of game that it is. So it is a JRPG, a Japanese role-playing game, and for this video, I want to talk about JRPGs.
Made up my mind to stay with you. Whether this is real or a bad dream, I'll keep watching until it's real.
So let me tell you what I love about this game. I think that the story, although it kind of revolves around like three, maybe four characters, the main character obviously, and then like the bodyguards, which is I think it's what Camille and Gremio and Parn or Parm, the dude that turns you in. There's gonna be some spoilers in this video, just to let you know. If you haven't played it, there's hella spoilers. It revolves around this group of teenagers or young adults, I guess. And so the story is exciting for me. It is new, it's entertaining. I like meeting all the characters. For the most part, I haven't found myself like bored of it. Like, oh, I'm not gonna play tonight because I'm bored. If anything, I've been wanting to play, and I'll play for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I get tired, I get sleepy, and of course, I turn the game off and I'll play the following night. So the story is something that has been keeping me going, and that's rare because with a lot of JRPGs, like Japanese role playing games, they can be really long, and sometimes the story doesn't tend to wrap up as quickly, or it tends to drag on longer than you would like it to. But Suikoden, for the most part, I feel like I'm at a pretty fair pace where if I'm putting in 3 hours a night on average, I should be finishing it. And I am about halfway through the game. I know that because I had to look up a guide because I got to a certain duel and I was just getting my ass kicked, dude. And so it sometimes random, like the duel, if you play the game, you guys know it's the duel. The attacks and the defending and the supers and all that stuff. It can change, or at least for me, it's been changing. Maybe for you, I don't know if you've had a different experience. And so I just went ahead and I looked up at a guide to see what phrases meant what attacks this certain individual was going to do. And of course, I was able to beat it. So then I looked, I was like, what chapter am I in? And I am well beyond, as a recording of this video, beyond chapter 6. So I've got about 5 more chapters to go, or 6. And so that got me thinking. That got me thinking. What is it about JRPGs that I absolutely hate? Number one, difficulty. I don't think these games are difficult in the sense of like a fighting game or a shooting game or a tactical game. Tactics Ogre doesn't have a difficulty setting. It's just tough from the start. But when people talk about difficulty in JRPGs, they usually say the keyword, and that's it's super grindy. I don't see how difficulty and grindy are difficult in the sense of like a skill issue, because if it means that you have to just put more time into leveling, like in Final Fantasy 12, which is terrible because I usually just do the auto grinding, like the XP farming in the Lusu mines, and just have the characters just leave my controller there on do not turn off for until that thing dies or whatever, and the PlayStation 4 doesn't turn off, and just I just let the XP farming go. I've done it a couple of times, and it's crazy because I left it on overnight, and then when I get back in the morning, it's they're not even like level 99. They're like level 73, and I started when they were like level 30 something. So I mean, what, give or take 40 levels. I don't think that's difficult, and I think that's kind of a poor argument when it comes to are Japanese role playing games difficult? In, for example, Final Fantasy 12, I would say no, it's not difficult. It just demands more time because you're going to be spending a lot more time grinding. And again, it's not about skill, it's more about can you dump an extra, 20 hours into leveling your characters beyond a certain level. Now, there is somewhat of a caveat there because you can get to level 99 in all your party members to level 99 in Final Fantasy 12 and still struggle with the dungeon. What is it called? The trials. I've probably with level 99 characters, the farthest I've gotten is like level like 25 maybe. So there is that. I will give it that. At that point, I don't even know what to do. Like you have to your gambit system. You have to, min max and get all the badass weapons and armor. Again, I don't know if that is somewhat difficult. It is a difficult task when it comes to setting the party up to perform perfectly as when it needs to do. But difficulty, I would say Dark Souls is much more difficult when we're talking about difficulty for difficulty's sake. Number two, random encounters. I don't I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. I'm gonna for this one I will use Suikoden. The random encounter things kind of just takes me out from the story and adventuring. I wouldn't say that there's a lot of adventuring going on in Suikoden 1. I've been playing Suikoden 1. The characters do like they're interesting. The places are interesting as well, but they're just little towns. Like how much more can you explore? When you're going through like the groves and the fields and stuff, there is a path that you have to follow. So it's not like I was a little disappointed because there's you come across a path and it's like yellow, like it's dirt or like worn down grass, but you can't cut through the grass. And that was like I don't know, it wasn't necessarily about the immersion, like oh my god, I'm not really there. Obviously you're not really there, but I think the taking that aspect and then just getting into a random fight right after you've just finished the fight, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. It's really starting to grow on me, and I'm not enjoying these games as much because of random encounters. Now, if there is an enemy icon like on the field, and you can choose whether you go and fight it or it chases after you. I think Nino Kuni's done this. Did Dragon Quest 11 do it? Dragon Quest 11 did do it. Dragon Quest 11 did it. Um, what is it called? Star Ocean, the second story R did it. That was awesome. I enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure I have a few other games in here that do the same thing as well. I think that's a better way of navigating random encounters. Shin Megami Tensei 5 did it. Shin Megami Tensei 3 did not do it. Shin Megami Tensei 3, it's ridiculous just trying to get out the Ikebukuro station. It's encounter after encounter after encounter after encounter. And really, that kind of goes back to the first point. You're just going to be spending a lot of time grinding. And it's not difficult, it's just time consuming. Point number three, grinding. Again, I think these are kind of all together random encounters and difficulty and grinding. I think they're kind of just all in one category, but grinding is here. And again, grinding is a good thing because if you can get abilities and learn new skills and stuff like that from grinding, of course, I'm going to do it. But as an example, Final Fantasy Tactics, Getting the job points is ridiculous, dude. That's again, I'm not going to repeat myself for the video, but just look at point one and point two, and I guess obviously point three. It's just it all has to do with time. Number four, random or intentional party rotation. This has only happened from what I can remember, this has only happened to me once, and that was with Persona 3 Reload. I got to a certain point in the game, and I had a all male party. Nothing against the girls. I liked the beanie dude and the kid with the lance, and so I put him in my party, and I had the dog, and then I had Makoto or the main character or whatever. And then I got to a certain point in the story where those two characters they're not in the party anymore. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, beanie guy over here. I thought I got in the kid too with the Lance. What's this guy's name? I don't know his name. Okay, beanie guy and Lance kid, they're no longer in the party anymore, so I had to supplement them with the chicks, two of the chicks. The chick with the pink hair that's crying because her dad was a scientist, and then the chick with the red hair that's like super rich or whatever. She's like the one bankrolling the operation, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and do my least favorite thing in the game and grind. So I tried to grind as much as I could, and it was taking me like an hour or so to level up to get them level up to a point where maybe I would have a chance of defeating the boss, and I couldn't do it, dude. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I went on YouTube and I watched somebody play and finish the rest of the game, and I've never finished Persona 3 Reload. I haven't even gone back. I haven't thought about going back. I already had like 60 hours on it. I wasn't going to do another 60 hours just to get back to where I was. If I do go back to like my earliest save, like if I save scum, I maybe have like 2 weeks before the full moon, and you know what, dude, it's not worth it. The whole party rotation and whether it's intentional or it just happens, count me out, dude. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Number five on this list is not knowing where to go. This is a big one. This is a big one for me because it drives me nuts. In Persona 3, no, SMT 3, there's the part in very beginning of the game where they're like go north or something like that. Now you have a compass when you're in the in like the actual dungeon area, you have a compass. But then when you go to the overworld, the compass just doesn't work, and I get it because it's like a spherical world. So there is like no true north or east or whatever. So it was dumb for them to be like go north because obviously the compass inside the dungeon is like north is that way because it's pointing that way. So when you leave it, I was walking around for like the longest time ever. So I went back, I talked to the character, and they're like, "It's go under an underpass, go north, and there's an underpass that you have to pass through." I did that, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I ended up googling it and YouTubing it and finding some dude, and it was like right there in front of my face. There's a storage house that you gotta go, and you gotta interact with the garage door. It was stupid. It was really dumb. Final Fantasy V. Started playing that one. Fucking, it was ridiculous. They're like, yeah, head east to this little town over here, and then you go to the little town, and then it's like you talk to everybody, nothing happens. You go to the castle, they're like, you gotta come back with a fucking warrant, and then so you're like, oh my god. So then you're talking to all these people, and then you go back to the original town, and they're like, yeah, go to this town, go to this town, this to the east, go east. So then you go back to that town, and then it's dumb. So then I looked up a guide, and it's like, before you go to that town, you need to go this way and trigger an event cutscene or fucking meeting, and then you go to that town, and then they'll let you into the castle, and then you can talk to the guys. How the fuck was I supposed to know that? How was I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know? If you told me to go east, I'm gonna go east to that town, but then I get to the town and then I don't know what to do. How do I know that I have to go off the beaten path and then talk to this other guy who fucking I don't know that's there and trigger a fucking key event so that I can get to that town and then go into the castle? How am I supposed to know that? That just wastes my time more. Oh, let me guess. I gotta fucking grind for like 2 more hours. I gotta fucking go in the overworld and be fucking grinding, and I gotta figure that shit out. Nah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You can miss me with that shit. The reason why the not knowing where to go, like, of course, I mean, fucking take it however you want. You have 24 hours out of the day to fucking sit there and play these games and figure that shit out. That's fine. Good for you. Um, I don't I just it's crazy, dude, because it puts me in this loop. It's like now I gotta fight. Not only do I have to fucking figure out where I have to go, I mean, you told me to go east. Thank you. I appreciate that. But still trying to figure out, okay, I went east, but this is not working. I'm trying to get into the town and it's not letting me. Final Fantasy 6, that game, man, I love that game so much. But I remember, and even still now when I play it, after a long time of not playing it, I like consistently need a guide because I don't know what the fuck to do for the most part. For the when it's like, yeah, go here and you go there, and it's like, all right, bro, you're here. Let's progress this shit. Let's keep it going. That's good. Thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate it. But when you have to take all these other like side quests in order to get key events triggered and all that shit, and you're doing random encounters and fucking encounter after encounter, and it's fucking like an hour just to fucking get to the point that you need to be, and then mind you, you get to the to trigger the key event, and then you got to go all the way back and then fucking do another hour of fucking fighting. It's I don't know, man. That seems like it's doing too much, like it's just trying to compensate. If it look, dude, I'd rather have like a really good, solid 6 hour game than a fucking filler ass. You know why I stopped watching Naruto? I stopped watching Naruto because a lot of the episodes were like filler. It was just filler. I remember when I was watching it before I got to Shippuden, after Sasuke gets taken or he fucking goes and joins Orochimaru, there's just fucking filler episode after filler episode after filler episode. And it's like, yeah, I remember that, bro. You're having a flashback from like 4, 5, 6 episodes back, dude. Like, come on, bro. Just cut that shit out. Just give me the meat, bro. I just want to see the fight. I want to know who wins. Character development, yes, it's important, but you don't have to do it in between a fucking whole season fight, bro. Do it in a different episode. Sure, give me filler episodes where it's like, Naruto and Hinata go camping and shit, and he fucking peeps at her when she's popping a squat. Um, and then he realizes, goddamn, I really like her. Do something fun like that, but in the middle of a fight or in the middle of a quest, like, come on, dude. Honestly, these 5 reasons are why I'm kind of straying away from JRPGs. And I'm not saying Suikoden is a dope game. I'm enjoying Suikoden 1. I'm excited to jump into Suikoden 2 because apparently 2 is like better. It's like better than the first one, which fucking who knows. Um but if it's gonna be like another fucking 40 hours, by the time I get to Suikoden 2, I'm not gonna want to play Suikoden 2. I'm not gonna want to. That's been pushing me. That's been fueling me to play different type of games. And it's funny because when I started this channel and I started collecting and shit, it's because of Star Ocean Second Story R. I haven't finished that game, dude. I haven't finished it. It's too fucking long. Too long. If it's like a 15-hour long game like East Origin, which is one of my favorite fucking games, and there's 3 different story routes you can take on it. I don't mind dumping the fucking, what is it, 30, 45 hours into it. That's not an issue because I know like I can easily do 15 hours in a week, maybe a week and a half. That's fine. That's why I've been playing platformers and Castlevania, Metroidvania. Like I actually haven't played Castlevania. I've been looking for the collection. I'm gonna wait till I go to the. Did I mention I'm gonna be at the Southern California Gaming Expo in June? Dude, I beat Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth in like February or something like that, like last month. What are we in March? We're in March. I beat it like the beginning of February. I was like, oh my god, it felt so good to finish a game. I probably have like 30 hours on it. Finished it. Asha and Monster World. I tried to do a video on it and I fucking wasn't serious enough about it, but I finished it. It was fucking awesome. Super dope. Wonder Boy, this game's been kicking my ass. I might as well play Cuphead. I haven't finished it, but I've been enjoying my time with it. Agilos, fucking dope, dude. I bought this game like in 2020, 2021, maybe, and it was sitting as a digital fucking download on my Switch for the longest time. And then when I started playing D-Lit in Wonder Labyrinth, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to play this game. I'm gonna try to get into it, and I finished it. I finished it, and I love it. I love it. I went and I picked these up, and I was like, hell yeah. I have my own issues with platformers too, but I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to shit on Suikoden. I'm not trying to shit on JRPGs. I do enjoy them. Honestly, they have some of the best stories. They're just a little too long for my taste. And if you're looking to finish games, try to play try to play something other than a 60 plus hour long commitment. She fucking stepped all over my sticker. Damn it. Try to play something try to play something that's not an 80-hour commitment. I mean, if you have 80 hours to fucking put into a game, fuck it, good for you. That's awesome. Let me know what you love about JRPGs. Tell me in the comments. If you disagree with me, I want to know, bro. Let's have a conversation. I am not trying to put anybody down for playing these games. Just personally, I can't do it. I can't do it. But still, I respect the art of the storytelling, of the worlds that are created, and the time that gets put into these games for people to enjoy them. And look, man, they're loved. They're universally loved. People, I did not know how much people wanted this game, this collection to be remade, and here it is, dude. Here it is. So me having little five bones to pick with it is it's not a big deal. But if you like this video, I am going to be releasing another video on Thursday that's going to be a lot longer. And I'm going to be talking about world building and what it is that I love when it comes to the stories and the characters of a lot of these popular and beloved Japanese role playing games. So, thank you for watching this video and enjoy the rest of your day.